March is Women's History Month, and it is WSAV News 3's honor to recognize the local women creating change in their communities. More than 160 nominations were cast to be the 2026 Remarkable Women winner. And tonight, we would like to introduce you to the woman who was chosen as our overall winner.
Hey, Margie. How are you? I'm David Hart, the General Manager at WSAV TV.
Hey, I'm Margie Singleton. Nice to meet you.
And you are also our 2026 Remarkable Women winner. Congratulations. So those are for you. That's okay. Congratulations. We're so happy for you. Yes.
Indeed, we are happy for Margie. Now, here is a look at how she's made a significant and powerful impact in our community and across Georgia. Margie Singleton is telling her own remarkable story to transform the lives of all women. On Valentine's Day 2018, she walked into a fight she never saw coming. It was a breast cancer diagnosis.
Not only was I in shock, but I questioned how could that be? Because I had just had a 3D mammogram 6 months before and everything was fine.
But everything was not fine. A routine mammogram did not detect the tumor.
When I palpated a knot, I was like, this is weird. I'm not sure what that is. So I was like, I need to get this looked at.
Another mammogram was ordered, but it was an ultrasound and later a biopsy that confirmed her worst fear.
Again, the mammogram missed it, but the ultrasound picked up a 3.6 centimeter tumor. At that moment, it's like an outer body experience. Everything about you and your core just leaves you. And life as you knew it is never again.
When Margie discovered her cancer, it was already stage 2.
So I did 6 rounds of chemotherapy, 25 days of radiation. I had to do the double mastectomy, or I chose to do the double mastectomy and reconstruction. I had to do a complete total hysterectomy as well.
The news was hard enough for this wife and mother, but then she had to tell her husband and their then 11-year-old daughter.
She only had really 2 questions for me. 1, was I gonna die? And 2, was I gonna lose my hair? I basically said, no, I'm not gonna die. It's gonna be a little bit of a hiccup and in the processes. His only saving grace through everything was my amazing family and my amazing friends. And that's why we call him Margie's Army back in the day, because they assigned him things to do to keep him busy and his mind occupied. And that gave him peace knowing that my amazing friend group and my family, my sisters, were there to keep me going through the process.
A process that drew Margie closer to God.
I knew outside of everything else that was going on, He had me every step of the way.
Margie believes that in life, there are no mistakes. She says her breast cancer journey was an assignment from God so that she could be an inspiration for other women. Her fight would become the catalyst for changing laws in Georgia that would protect women.
One day it hit me. I'm like, He did this to me so I can make a difference for women behind me. No other woman in the state of Georgia should have to go through what I'm going through right now just because they have dense breast tissue and their cancer was missed. So once that got into my core, there was no stopping me. I was going to do everything in my power with Him behind me and my friends behind me to make sure that we made a change in legislation for the state of Georgia for women to protect them.
Margie has now become a champion for women's breast health rights, and it makes her family and friends so proud.
I've never met anybody that is so convicted once she starts something. She's going to finish it, and she's going to do it better than anyone else. And she's not going to stop until she gets what she wants done. Her perseverance in a time when normal people would want to crawl in a hole and say, why me, why me? Rightfully so, because that would probably be me. But Margie took that why me and turned it into I know why. And this is what I'm going to do for all women, not only across Georgia, but nationwide. She asked God why, and he showed her why. Margie Singleton, to me, is the definition of remarkable in so many ways.
As a medical device representative, Margie took her countless hours of research to state lawmakers, encouraging them to pass Margie's Law.
We went up to the Capitol, bipartisan issue. We were knocking on doors. It didn't matter if you were Republican or Democrat. You needed to hear what we had to say. This affects your sister, your mother, your daughter. There were already 37 states in the United States that had this law in place, some type of law in place. Why not Georgia? It just didn't make sense to me. We made, I guess, 6 or 7 trips up there in between my chemotherapy treatments. I would do phone calls, I would do emails while I was home recovering from my chemotherapy treatments. Whatever it took, Tina, we did it.
Georgia's House of Representatives passed Margie's Law, and ultimately the Senate said yes. Margie's Law raises awareness about the risks associated with breast cancer, especially if women have dense breast tissue.
Dense breast tissue looks just like cancer on a mammogram. They cannot tell or distinguish the difference between the two. So that's why cancers with women that have dense breast tissue are missed. We need additional screening to catch those cancers, to prevent those cancers from spreading or growing. So that's why it's so important, and that's what Margie's Law is about.
After being signed by Governor Brian Kemp, Margie's Law went into effect July 1st, 2019.
If you get a mammogram, they have to state it on your mammogram report that you have dense breast tissue. You're at increased risk of having breast cancer. It can be missed on a normal mammogram. You could benefit from additional screening. Please talk to your provider about that additional screening.
But this remarkable woman still faced pushback even after the law was passed.
6 months, a year down the road after we even had got the law implemented, there were mammogram facilities right here in our coastal empire that did not even acknowledge it, did not even put it on their mammogram reports, up to, I would say, 3 years after we did it.
Margie's fight to alert women about dense breast tissue is now fully recognized.
Some of the local hospitals and facilities acknowledge dense breast tissue, and they explain it and everything. So I was like, finally. And I don't know if it's because the FDA got behind it and now made it mandatory across the nation.
But more work needed to be done.
That's when we developed Margie's Army Foundation to continue to educate women and families and whomever would listen around breast density and the importance of knowing it and how to advocate for yourself and take care of yourself.
Fundraising was also an important part of her mission. Now, Margie's daughter Jaden, a student at the University of Georgia, is studying biology. She has her heart set on working with women and breast health.
When she started really being involved with the foundation and seeing all the women and all the things, she said, I'm going to be a radiologist and I want to be a specialist in breast health. She interns with the local radiologist here in town when she's home for the summer. And that's another reason, when I ask why, to this day, I look back and I'm like, God, that was another reason. You use me to do whatever she's got and planned in her life. I can't wait to see where she ends up and how she changes women's lives. I did not do everything that I've done or continue to do to be praised, to be recognized. So I do it because nobody deserves to get cancer because they didn't have that knowledge.
A true testament of her faith and courage to follow her calling to make the world better by improving women's health.
What a courageous warrior, what a champion for women, Margie Singleton. Right now we are joined by our 2025 remarkable woman, Margie Singleton, everyone. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. It's such an honor.
We are excited for you. We know you're heading to Nashville for Nexstar Media's big event this weekend, in fact, where you will meet women from around the country who are remarkable. You're in that category. And we're so excited for you. We also have a gift for you that we received from our company, Next Star Media. And of course, this is from WSAV as well, $1,000 to, of course, a charity of your choice. So we know that charity is
Keepers of the Flame.
Yes.
Since you know, Margie's Army Foundation, we have dissolved because our work was done with the FDA taking over and making sure every state had a breast density law in place. So what we did is basically dissolved and put all of our love and support behind Joyce Williams. She's doing amazing things with Keepers of the Flame. And it's such an honor to see what the amazing things she does and is doing, and we support her tremendously, and I look forward, hopefully she'll be the remarkable woman of the year next year. So Joyce, I love you, and I'm so proud of you.
You are truly a remarkable woman.
Thank
truly.
you, so are you.
Margie, again, we want to say here from all of us at WSAV, congratulations. We want to thank those beautiful women who decided, hey, we need to write in because Margie is a remarkable woman. You go to Nashville Saturday and bring home the national award.
I'm going to do my best to represent all of us. I'm so thankful for my tribe, and especially these women that took the time, unbeknownst to me, to write letters, and you know, certainly, you know, I'm just truly blessed and thankful for the amazing people in my life. So thank you.
May the blessings continue to flow.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Margie.